Saudi Arabia has asked consulting firms to conduct a strategic review of its plans for building Neom's development project, The Line. It comes as the kingdom seeks to recalibrate projects under its Vision 2030 plan. Joining us now is Bloomberg's Abeer. Omar, Abeer, okay, before we talk about the report, maybe just to remind viewers what exactly The Line is. What is The Line?
Yeah, so good morning, Jemma. Let's talk about The Line, right? The Line is this multi-billion-dollar project. It's a city, a modern urban city within the Neom project. It's meant to be in the desert. It's a linear city that is clad between two mirrored walls. The original plan for it was supposed to be 170 kilometers, but as you know, Bloomberg News reported last year that that plan has come with downsizing now. So we don't know exactly what the line is going to end up looking like, the length of it, the width of it, how it's going to come up. But we know that there have been downsizing measures for the line. But essentially, it's this urban, futuristic city that Neom is building, obviously originated by the PIF.
Yeah, so in your article, you talk about Saudi Arabia asking consulting firms to conduct a strategic review of their plans. What does that mean exactly?
Right. So we've spoken to multiple people, and what we understand is that an RFP has been sent to consulting firms that have been looking at the project for the past, 7, 8 years. And essentially what we know is this RFP, the conclusion of it could take months, it could take weeks based on historical RFPs that have been sent out on other giga projects. We don't know what the outcome of it is going to be, but based on the multiple sources that we've spoken to, Neom has commissioned this RFP to look at the feasibility of the line as it currently stands. One big element, Jumana, that Neom is asking for is to look at commercializing aspects of the city and how it could turn into something that makes business sense. So we don't know what the outcome is. We don't know what it's going to come up to be. Could be downsizing, maybe. Could be taking a different shape, maybe. But, we'll have to wait and report on that.
And how does this sort of play into the macro backdrop right now in Saudi Arabia? We've written a lot recently and spoken a lot about Saudi's public finances. The finance minister has said that they're running a deficit by design. How does this project get reflected in the macro dynamics?
Right. So two words here, rationalization and prioritization, which are two words that Saudi officials have been using, two words that Saudi officials have been encouraged to do. Look, this is not necessarily a bad news story, right? Saudi has been encouraged by the IMF, by other institutions, by economists to rationalize spending on giga projects. Now, they've certainly, cut spending within the budget. Saudi, as you know, is going to run budget deficits well into the end of the decade. So this falls under their strategy to prioritize. Which is what Minister Mohammed Al-Jadaan said in late 2023 about looking as a whole at Vision 2030 projects and prioritizing which ones need imminent spending, which ones could use a delay. So again, not necessarily a negative story. This is what the Saudis have been encouraged to do in terms of looking at, the spectrum of the trillion-dollar giga projects.